Hey everybody, Wayne here. Today I'm taking a look at War Diary magazine, issue number 21. War Diaries is a wargaming magazine or wargaming journal. I want to say maybe a few months ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. Roy Matheson, the editor, sent me some issues of to check out. And once I did, I was like, okay, I'm hooked. And I went ahead and got a subscription for myself. One of the nice things about it, by the way, is that unlike other wargaming magazines, a subscription to War Diary is fairly inexpensive. If these are, so this is the latest issue. If these rates are still correct, which obviously you can go to wardiarymagazine.com to make sure, but print subscriptions are $32 US and Canada, $46 overseas. $32 for a year subscription, that's not bad. PDF subscription is $16. So definitely the price is right. Now you're not getting a game with it, right? Obviously, if you're not, if you spend $50 an issue of other magazines, wargame magazines, you get a game. Here though, you're spending, a few bucks each. So anyway, we'll take a look through it here, do a little bit of an overview. I think I got this issue maybe, so any of you guys can see the table of contents here, so pause it if you want to check. But I think I got this maybe a couple weeks ago. Took my time reading through it. That would give kind of a full overview. So anyway, we have editor's notes here, and one thing we mentions a couple things. One, it's that they issued a correction for, so in first words of Michael's excellent article, this is from last issue, somehow went missing from the printed article, and so they have that here for you. I know this is something that during my video someone commented on. They also talk about a Guadalcanal game they've released, kind of an updated version of the Avalon Hill Classic. So we'll have more information on that later in the magazine here. And then another thing they mentioned is the latest iteration of the Charles Roberts Awards, the Charlies. Now they talk about how it kind of went silent, not a good sign, etc., which is true. That happened for a few months. We didn't hear anything from them, but they're back in action. Gary, aka Ardwolf, is the director of it now, and he's being a good job communicating. You can see stuff on Facebook, social media, etc. So thankfully that has been corrected. Hopefully looking forward to the results from that for 2021. And then we have some issues or some information on the Russian campaign, Russia besieged. And then in this issue is and the next issue will be about Russian campaign and Russia besieged. I know there's some Italian army in the Russian campaign at the end of this. The third and final installment of Paul Coleman's outstanding series in the Italian military forces during the Second World War. So for the last, and designer notes from Vance Von Boris on his upcoming multi-game, which there's talk about different multi-games, which from Andrew McGee is the Fall of Crete, the games, and then you see different Crete games. But then we talk about Malta. There's a multi-game that I'm going to be taking a look at soon. But anyway, that's a different topic. So anyway, what I was going to say is that Paul Coleman's outstanding series on the Italian military forces during the Second World War, that's something I really enjoyed from the last issue, and I definitely checked it out right away, which you can see it starts off, boom, beautiful. Magazine looks good, by the way, as we've talked about before, as expected, 58 pages, full color, all that good stuff. So Meeting Triumph and Disaster, the Italian campaigns in East Africa and Greece. We're not going to read it on camera, but I've read through the magazine. This is a good read. Like it mentioned, this continues sort of the series on the Italian armed forces during World War II, pre-World War II, and then during World War II. Really enjoy it all, learning a whole lot. That's one of the things I like, right? I can't say that the Italians and the Italian army during World War II was necessarily a topic I had a huge passion for. I have my topics, I think most people do, and then there's other things where I'm just interested in. This is something, as soon as I started reading about it in the last issue, I got hooked. And there's a ton of information, and in fact, a page and a half, a little bit more than a page and a half of end notes from the author. So ton of information, ton of things to look up, citations, all that good stuff. So definitely check that out. Fall of Crete, the games. This is where Andrew McCree covers certain games. One of my favorites would be the Crete 1941, the Solitaire from World at War magazine. That's one of my favorites. But he covers several here. He basically just covers, what each of them introduces them, describes, Battleground, what they're like on Vassal. They have Vassal, design issues for, designing games on it. Covers each of the games. You can see here the Battle of Creed 1941. That's a personal favorite of mine, especially as a solitaire wargamer. Conclusions, maps, rules, movement, etc. So it just covers the whole topic of Battle for Crete. Crete the battle. And then here you get, from John Burt, you get the history, right? So we had some games about the battle, but if you don't know a whole lot about the battle, or if you just want to brush up, here we have a whole article on the battle itself. Again, a good article, lots of good information in there. We get some maps here, very nice. Guadalcanal, updating a classic. So Mike Nagel updating the Avalon Hill Guadalcanal game. I believe Mo, right? Mo has maybe has done a preview of this already. I don't know if he maybe got a preview copy and is checking it out. But this article will kind of explain some of the changes that are made from the Avalon Hill version to the more modern version. That is being Guadalcanal, the Battle for Henderson Field, August 41 to January 43, War Diary Publications. So it is available on wardiarymagazine.com. Maybe looking to pick up a copy here soon so I can check it out. We'll see. Now, Roads to Leningrad and Moscow, some additional rules or different rules for them. So I have not played those games, so I can't really comment on this. I did skip this article just because I don't even own the game, so sorry, Claire, I skipped it. Ad for Fortress Games. Lots of good solitaire games there. Speaking of solitaire games. All right, then we have the Italian Army and the Russian campaign. Now, this is not a continuation of the Italian Army, series of articles. This is concerning the Italian Army and the Russian campaign war game, right? So the original and then the new version released by Compass. Front Toward Enemy. This is a review by Arrigo Vellaconia. Front Toward Enemy. It's the MMP tactical game. Read through this. Interesting. I have never played Front Towards Enemy. It's something I wouldn't mind playing. But again, it gives you just a long review, right? Gives you lots of good information on it. So maybe help you decide, yep, this is one I want to check out, or it's one I don't. You have that Guadalcanal game from War Diary. So one that probably I've heard a little bit about, but probably worth, again, looking into at least yourself. I can't say it's worth getting necessarily. I don't know yet, but worth looking into, right? And reading about. And here we have pass and review. I believe this is just a quick review, right? So for this 278th Squadron from Quarterdeck International, only $16. And then Stalingrad New Perspectives. Yeah, I think these are maybe some short reviews. All right. And that is, Skyhawk from Legion Wargames. Definitely looking forward to that one. All right. That is War Diary, Wargaming Journal, issue number 21. You get, 58 pages of content for, if you get a year-long subscription, you're paying what? I don't even know. I don't want to misquote, $8 an issue, $6 an issue, whatever it would be. That's nowadays $8 for an issue of a magazine. That's nothing, no matter what you're talking about, much less something that is as niche as wargaming. So, all right. Well, hope you guys found this helpful, and appreciate a little look at it. Worth checking it out, I think. I am a subscriber. Like I said, I purchased my own subscription, so this one's on me. I would definitely suggest wardiarymagazine.com. And if you can't find old issues, they're out of stock. I'm pretty sure you can get PDF versions, PDF subscription. You can probably purchase PDF versions of the past issues. If not, Roy and crew, you guys better make that happen. You can find old issues that we can read the ones, previous articles, get caught up, especially on this series of on the Italian Army pre and during World War II. I'm personally enjoying that one a lot. So, all right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. You know the deal. If you made it this far, sure would appreciate a thumbs up and a subscription. Even if you don't watch all of my videos, if you just watch one here and there, sure would appreciate it. But until next time, everybody, later.